And it's going to transmit tremendous amount of energy to you as you approach the time of 2012, which is again alignment to the galactic center, and a few years beyond. This energy is very, very, very intense. It goes into the biological being. It goes into everything on Earth. It's not just sunlight. It is all the cosmic energy that the sun transmits from the various rays, from the microwave and the radio wave and all the way up to gamma rays. So everything is being penetrated by this. We would highly recommend that you feast on the fruits of the summer season. Whenever the sun is giving tremendous transmissions and giving off coronal mass ejections, plasma flares, solar winds, all of this, when this is getting heated up, what happens is the magnetosphere, the ionosphere, the whole areas around Earth interact with this. They take it in. It goes into the Earth. It goes into you. It goes into the plants. Plants thrive on sunlight. You thrive on sunlight. You eat the plants. This is why we've said the plants deliver the latest news from the sun. Truly, your foods are going to have a quality to them they've never had before because of what the sun is doing. And it's just the beginning of it. On the other hand, you are entering a time of food crisis. Not so much here immediately in the US, but you've heard that Russia is in supreme drought and they will be exporting no grains. There are other areas of the world that are having extreme weather patterns. And definitely we would say you've got weather wars going on, and you've got weather responding to the inner feelings and people's consciousness. You make the weather because you are nature. And the weather is an expression within the seasons now of your own feelings, the collective feelings, the dreams, and the psyche of a geographical area. So when you look at where there are droughts and where there are floods, you can look at the psyche of the people. But then you also must factor in that weather manipulation is a form of modern warfare. And because it is not officially acknowledged as something that is done, it is, let's say, easy to direct HAARP-like technology at a country and break its back. Look at what's happening to Pakistan. Just a few weeks ago, there's been all kinds of problems with Pakistan, yes? Yes. And then you had the General McChrystal, in charge of McChrystal, what a name, in charge of AFPAC, yes? And he sort of says some things out of line, and suddenly he's fired, yes? And fired by a president who had to learn how to salute. That didn't go over well, because everything McChrystal said was true, just that he wasn't supposed to say those things and not have them published in a magazine. So he's finished. But he was top dog there, and he knew what was going on. And there's a lot of mistrust, a lot of betrayal happened around that issue, and lots of murky things are happening in that part of the world. And then a few days later, within that window, you had, not so long ago, we were predicting that the leaks in the Gulf were symbolic as well as literal. And that there were many people around the world who were prepared to leak things out. People who understood planetary secrets, people who had privy to issues that would be called national security, people in archaeological fields, scientific fields, space fields, people who knew things were ready to be whistleblowers and leak. And right around the time that the leak in the Gulf got supposedly killed, yes, stopped, you started having something called WikiLeaks, yes? Leaks. And the leak was about what was really going on in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And some 90,000 pages came out, and people were all in a furor, and they were just making news out of nothing. Because it wasn't what was in those 90,000 papers at all. It was what those 90,000 papers represented of what could be leaked, of what is there at the push of buttons if you know how to do it. Because everything is stored now in your modern world along some sort of electronic highway. The gods did this a long time ago. They had their records, their blueprints, their patterns to build civilizations, to map the heavens, to understand horticulture, agriculture, printing, metallurgy, all these things. They had them on something that they called MES, M-E-S, and they fought over them tremendously, and they stole them from one another. And this is how they knew their stories and knew how to implement things, because it was all recorded. And this was the problem of the gods, of leaking things out. You were having a discussion this evening how some of the gods leaked things to the people that they weren't supposed to. So the leak in the Gulf is about many, many more things than you think it is. Because you are physical beings, or you believe you are primarily physical beings, you tend to focus on the world as being physical. Everything you take literally. And that is the conscious mind way of understanding the world. In actuality, the world is a dance of vibrating energy. It is conditioned and brought into being based on the beliefs and the projections of all the participants. It is also influenced by cosmic energies, good and not so good, and by energies from outside your galaxy, energies from beyond the multiverse, that would use the relay system of stars and suns and their own brilliant psychic abilities to transmit information across the parsecs of time and space. In larger terms, this summer is activating what we call the inner net. Capital I, N-N-E-R, N-E-T. Inner net, not internet. And as this inner knowing starts to really activate in you, this is going to be your salvation. This is your gift to yourself. This is your gift in this lifetime that you are bequeathing to the human race. You are all human, whether you feel you are human or not. You are all human. You've taken on the human form, so you are human. In this lifetime, this is your home, Earth. That does not mean that you are not starseed. Everything has commerce in the cosmos. Things come and go. Genetics, biologies, DNAs are moved around here and there, literally and psychically. Things can be transmitted across the multiverse from beings that you will never meet and never see and could never in your lifetime develop technology to reach them. Yet, ideally, as the inner net goes online, each of you are going to gather tremendous more power to know who you are. And the multiverse is waiting for you to prove that you will lay down your dependence upon technology. Some machines and wires that ETs brought to your world to show you, to entrance you and entrap you. Because you have come too far, too fast, in terms of the technology that you now have. Behind the scenes, there are technologies that literally are thousands of years ahead of what is available in the mainstream. But even the simple technologies that you have, people are killing themselves with these technologies. They are addicted to them. They cannot live without them.